This is Soundoff60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Moon may be over. You tell us.
Right.
How does Ed Orgeron handle that immense pressure in college football to win, and of course, what comes being the LSU head coach?
You understand the expectations of LSU. I have the same expectation of myself and my staff.
Yeah.
I've been at Miami. I've been at USC where you expected to win. That's the reason I wanted the job.
Soundoff60 is presented by Merchants and Farmers Bank, where your future is our history. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Big show tonight, boys and girls. You got to stay with us from the first inning all the way to the last inning, and there's a baseball analogy because once again we're calling in Dennis Eckersley from the bullpen to close for us.
The closer.
Is that okay with you, Eckersley, the X?
Yeah, probably more of a middle reliever.
Okay.
up and down from the minors.
Hey, man, I gave you a Hall of Fame name.
Yeah,
all right?
you did.
Hobbs in the middle, Sarah right here. We want to welcome Jim Gazzola back to the panel, filling in for Kevin Guidry, who is recuperating this week. Had a little knife work done.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a little rotator cuff.
Rotator cuff.
Yeah,
rotator
some
cuff.
serious stuff.
You know, a lot of pitchers come back better than ever from
That's
that.
right, but he's not a pitcher. Don't give him too much credit there. Dr. Brett Cassio did the surgery last week. I hear Kevin is recuperating. He'll be back next week. So, Jim, we appreciate you coming in from CBS Channel 17 right here in Southwest Louisiana.
You know, I did a little pitching this week.
You did. We'll get into that a little bit in the LSU baseball segment. I heard
saw
you got
that.
it to the. I heard you got it to the plate.
I did.
Did you get it to the plate?
I was proud of myself.
All right. It's funny you should say that. I caught a blurb. I was at a meeting early in the week, and Shaq apparently, Shaquille O'Neal, threw out a first pitch with the Florida Marlins. He did something with the Marlins. I've never met Shaquille O'Neal. You've been around him in his early.
Yeah.
This is a humongous man. The
He is.
ball looks like a golf ball in his hand.
Yes.
Well, you know, they always said that was one of the problems he had with free throws.
Yeah.
When he was holding the basketball, it was like he was trying to throw a grapefruit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why the Lakers wanted him to do the underhand.
Yeah.
The underhand,
he would not
and
do
he would
that.
not do it. All right, big show. Got a lot to talk about. We're going to get in on the recently completed state high school baseball championships over at McMurray Park in Sulphur. We'll do a review of that and talk about a few. I've got a major complaint with Cox Sports on that. I really do.
On what?
And, with Cox Sports. Yes. I usually don't rail in regards to media coverage, but I got a problem. We'll get into that, have a little fun with, of all the local teams that was in it. Big story out of the Midwest, right up your alley. Ohio State quarterback Joe Burrow has decided to transfer, and LSU is on the pecking order. Supposedly, the reports were that Burrow was in Baton Rouge over the week. That's when it was scheduled, this weekend, meeting with coaches. And the only reports I could find, and you two guys are the big newspaper guys, researchers, was LSU Cincinnati. I can't imagine that that's the only two he's considering. Quick thoughts.
I think Florida is there.
Yeah, I think that was the early list. Cincinnati because there's the connection to Ohio State.
Yes.
And it's been done before. LSU obviously has a need at quarterback.
No, they don't.
Every
Do they?
year.
Do they?
Well, they don't know.
They don't know. Oh, I think they have a need.
Better to have numbers.
LSU always has room for another quarterback.
We're going to get into the
way.
Burrow story later on in the show because I'm going to continue to tease it. I'm going to milk this puppy because I think if it pans out, it could be a big story. But, again, going back to our last...
You're like a Twitter whore.
I'm a Twitter. Yeah, I am. But going back to last week's conversation... What did you call me? Our last week's isn't it... It's kind of embarrassing for LSU.
Well, we talked about that
It
last
is
week.
when all of a sudden the state is in a Twitter over another Big Ten quarterback.
If you say the word
Transfer.
quarterback and LSU together,
You're going to get a response.
just the entire state goes berserk.
Isn't that embarrassing to the program? Jim, come on.
I don't know if
guess.
it's totally embarrassing. I mean, it does show a lack of being able to get their guy and bring him up and bring him through.
Yeah.
But
Even
if-
Edling was a transfer.
If
From
a guy,
Purdue, a
if a
Big Ten
guy
guy.
comes in, though, that's better, and you have an opportunity to play him, why not use him?
I just wonder because, and I will say up front, I don't know much about Joe Burrows.
Yeah.
Nobody does. He hasn't played much.
No.
But every school he visits, his legend grows and he becomes better. Keep in mind, he's doing this because he didn't get the starting job at Ohio State.
He did. But We'll talk about it later in the show, but you know how Urban Meyer has been able to stockpile some pretty good quarterbacks at Ohio State. Unbeknownst to the entire college football world outside of Alabama maybe, he's able to do that. But we'll table that and get more down the line.
College quarterbacks.
College quarterback. College quarterback.
And let's be realistic. The legend of Gunnar Kiel, I believe, was started around these, the way these things happen.
Fair enough. Fair enough, Mr. Gazzola. Dennis Eckers. All right. McNeese Cowgirls. They go through the tournament. They win yet another Southland Conference Tournament Championship, so they're off to the NCAA. In the fourth chair tonight, Coach James Landreneau will join us later on in the show very, very soon to talk about his Cowgirls. Guys, this is impressive. This is impressive for this program, who has gone through some coaches. All right? And in a good way. They've been hired away.
They've gone through it in a good way, but also they've kept intact the formula. In other words, the coaches were here before, just moved up a spot.
Exactly.
Each time.
Yes.
So there is a continuity within the program that means more than just flipping coaches. And there's one big continuity in the program, that's a catcher.
And we'll get into that. How outstanding, and we're going to talk to her about her.
How many different coaches has she played for?
She's played for
Erica Piancastelli.
I can't pronounce her last name.
Piancastelli. It took me, and I'm Italian, it took me a couple of shots at it. She will go down. We'll talk to Coach Landreneau about it. She will go down as one of, maybe if not in the top 2, greatest female athletes that McNeese State has produced.
Oh, without question.
Think about this.
Without question.
4-time All-Southland Conference Player of the Year.
Is she the best softball player in Southland history?
Think about it. Good point.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Good point. We'll talk about.
She's an interesting story as to how she got here too.
Yeah. We had her on the show one time, and she was charming and insightful. We'll get into that with Coach Landreneau as well. LSU and McNeese baseball. LSU, lowly Alabama, but they take 2 out of 3. We're going to spend some time on it.
Didn't play very well, but took 2 out of 3.
I want us to get into. I want to get into the Jordan twins and the impact of those guys.
Oh yeah, it's worth talking about.
Yeah, I mean that's incredible. Your thoughts quickly on the McNeese Cowboys? They earn a spot in the Southland by taking care of some business with Prairie View A&M.
Well, I think they already had it. It's what went around them because Prairie View's not a league. So what went around in the league did.
Some other people that lost.
But you know, this is a program that I think most people thought this would have been a better year, but they really had a tough start and a really good schedule. So it'll be interesting to see how well the schedule prepares them for the tournament.
Yeah.
Good point.
Because in the past, their schedule may not have been as good. They had better years, but they weren't ready for the tournament. So it'll be interesting to see if this flips.
Well, I know,
it's 4 days.
Don't get me on the rant again.
Well, no.
I don't know how you prepare for a tournament.
I agree completely with you.
When all your eggs are in that. Now, the Southland can sometimes get 2. I think they have in the past. Sometimes
they did last year.
Gotten 2. But, you know, obviously McNeese has to win the tournament.
They got to win the tournament.
Didn't McNeese win the league last year at the tournament and not get in?
Yes.
That is correct.
And they took 2.
They still took 2.
See, I think that
is correct.
To me,
that is correct.
4-day baseball is not a 4-day season. I think you always should reward in baseball and softball the team that does it all year.
Hallelujah. We have finally found something that we agree on, Mr. Gazzola. Finally, yes, I agree with you on that. All right, we're going to pivot. One of the questions of the night, I want to have a little fun with this. Because, Jim, you weren't here the last couple of weeks, but we have some ongoing debate, especially with Mr. Guidry, in regards to the Saints quarterback situation, okay? The question I want you guys to ponder, if you could pick any quarterback currently on an NFL roster, the caveat is you got to get about 6 or 8 years out of this guy to be the successor for Drew Brees. Who would it be? I've got my man. I'm wondering if I'm going to give you guys the show to think about.
I think you'll get 6 years out of Aaron Rodgers. So I would have to say Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so you already cut one guy off the list, but hold that thought.
Okay.
I want you guys to think about it. We're going to have fun with that question and the Joe Burrow story
but you're
out of
saying,
Columbus. Yes.
I got to warm up
What
with
is
this
it, Family
question.
Feud? What?
You're saying we got to replace Breeze tomorrow?
No. I'm saying who would you want to be the successor down the line? That's why I said 6 to 8 years. He's got to be at least.
So you got Breeze playing 6 more years?
No. I'm saying the quarterback coming in. All of a sudden, I feel like a game show host. The quarterback coming in has to have at least 6 to 8, maybe 10 years left to play. You got it? I'm giving Breeze 3 or 4 more years.
Okay.
Now y'all got the rules of the game?
Different rules.
Right,
Think about that. We're going to take a short pause. When we come back, we'll talk about Sulphur. Gosh, who was it? DeRitter. 8 teams. Sulphur, DeRitter, Welsh, Geez, a slew. One comes away with a state title. We'll talk about the state baseball championship tournament recently played and a whole lot more. Cowgirl softball is coming up as well when we continue right here at Soundoff60. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to the show. Gazzola coming out of the bullpen, sitting in for Kevin Guidry. Hobbs in the middle. We're in round 2 of the show, and we've got a big show lined up for you. We got to get on Cowgirl baseball. James Landreneau, the head coach of the Cowgirl softball team, will be in the 4th chair in the next segment when we return with that. And we're talking about Joe Burrow from Ohio State, possibly transferring somewhere, maybe to Baton Rouge. We'll get into all of that and have a lot of fun with it. All right, let's get on the state high school baseball championships played. At the start of the show, 8 local teams, 8 regional teams, Northwest, East, South. 8 got there from Wednesday on. 5. Think about this: the depth of the quality, the depth of the teams in this area. 5 local teams made it to the biggest classifications. Okay, Maryville winning a state championship in 1A, all the way up to Sulphur in 5A. So we had a lot of local flavor, great turnout. But only 1 out of 5 wins a state championship. Not a great batting average, but still strong. That 5.
I'm impressed with.
That's good depth.
3 of the 4 5A teams getting there. Okay.
Yes, good point.
You know,
Sam
Central
Houston
came in here
Barb,
and spoiled the big party. I mean,
Yeah.
Central came in
Central.
here, spoiled the big party. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. But, you know, you say, oh, this many teams. Well, there's 58 divisions now, Rick.
A lot.
I mean, the LHSAA, are they ever going to come to their senses
No,
with
this is
this
it.
select and non-select?
Now let
This
me
is
interrupt. I'm just counting non-select. I'm counting the public. I didn't even consider Sam Houston or John Curtis and that side of it. There are 8 local teams that made it. Okay, Pitkin got in, Grand Lake got in, Kinder got in. They lost in the semis.
You have to open up the question to, if it wasn't select, non-select, how many would have gotten here?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
I know that, but
God
guys,
bless. Maryville wins the state championship.
All right.
God bless them.
yeah,
They had a losing
they
record.
did have a losing record. They did. So
There's something wrong with
all right,
that.
so you're
God bless
in
them.
a way,
I don't want
in
to
a
rain
way-
on their parade.
What? So you're dissing the fact that 8 local teams got in with clear divisions. I mean, you got B, you got the C teams, and you got 1, 2.
I'm not blaming them. They
No,
played
I'm
under the
trying-
rules that the adults made. I'm blaming the adults.
So you're saying that if we were to have all these teams in the same pool, some of these teams would not have made it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm guessing yes.
That's,
Okay, all right,
that is
all right.
yes, but that's not my point.
All right, what is your point?
My point is, I think overall for the weekend, you could see it. The quality of play for the biggest stage for high school baseball in this state is not what it used to be.
In all classes or just in 5A? Are you talking broad? Or are you
I would have to say it goes all the way around.
okay, all right.
I mean, you normally, 3 years ago, you would have had the best players playing in Sulphur.
Yes.
I'm not sure the best players in the state of Louisiana were in Sulphur this weekend. because there was another site for other games.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
And that's what made Barb's three-peats so impressive.
Yes.
Is who they beat along the way.
That's right.
Now, if they would have won, you could say, well, they had a great year.
Yeah.
But they ended up winning their conference.
Yes.
At the end, because the top three teams were in the conference.
And I'm not going to pander. But I'm a firm believer. I do congratulate the teams that got to the championship games at whatever level.
And I do too.
Because it's hard to do that.
I do too.
It's hard to get there.
They had to do some things to get
yes,
there.
Exactly. Being
But
an
I
underdog
mean,
and winning.
This is not that big of a state
Yes.
to have that many divisions.
I agree.
Converted.
We've talked about it ad
You've
nauseam.
got
I
to
agree.
divide between. We have talked to kids who have said they would rather lose the state championship to a private school that was better than
Yes.
win one that wasn't.
Yes.
But the administration doesn't want that.
No, they don't.
And the coaches don't want
So
that.
we've been through that.
Yeah.
Again, we've been through that. Let's talk about the game itself. Let's talk about the highest class, 5A, Sulphur and Central. Central, defending state champions, okay? This pitcher, this guy, Hunter Ardle, just stayed with it.
Yeah.
Dug out of situations, threw balls, got them out. I mean, scoreless game through 3.
Yeah.
And then top of the fourth, they string 2, 3, 4 base hits together and build a 3-0 lead. And Sulphur
it.
could do nothing. Could not get the ball out of the infield when they needed to move guys around. Just couldn't get it.
It's all
on
about
this guy.
pitching.
It
Well,
is.
that's
got pitching.
generally the way it works.
Yeah.
It's a simple
I
formula.
think it might have been both Sulphur coach Sam Moore and Chad Hebert from Moss Bluff. All right, 2 teams, and ironically, great game the day before in the semi. Sulphur winning in 9, 3-hour game, 4-3 over the Broncos. Mention that. Remember, pitching is going to be good. You better get timely hits and you better play great defense because you're not going to get a lot of offense.
No.
That was the consensus from those 2 guys, and it
Yeah,
panned out.
it was.
You know.
You have to make it the most of your opportunities
Yeah.
because you're only getting
And
one or
I'll
two.
say again, we're poo-pieing this, the state tournament. Sulphur does a great job of running that tournament.
Unbelievable.
I will give them that.
Unbelievable.
The LHSAA, to a degree, to the degree they're involved, I think does a pretty good job. I think better than I've never liked some of the pageantry, false pageantry, corporate pageantry around the football
Right.
in the dome.
Right.
So they do a good job of putting on an event. But the formula to get to the event, I'm sorry, is flawed.
Yeah, okay. All right. You made your point there, Mr. Hobbs. All right. Jim, the play at the plate, 5th inning maybe the 6th inning, where Central got the Sulphur runner. I don't remember who it was. How big was that, you think?
Well, it really was the killer of the rally.
Yes.
Not only figuratively, but emotionally as
Yeah,
well.
emotionally,
It was.
yeah.
I think that they get the run in there. They got something to build on. They're still batting.
Right.
You have more chaos on the bases, which is always tough for
A lot
high
of
school
base
kids to do
running,
that.
a lot of base running errors by both
Well, I
teams
think there was a
early.
lot of base running errors, but I also think they were trying to they knew they had to make something happen.
Exactly.
And there was some good defensive throws
Oh,
and
very
defensive
good.
plays.
Very good.
Which, goes with.
Right.
I mean, generally speaking, if you play high school games, having coached some high school baseball, is the average kid isn't going to make the throw.
Yes.
So you want to test them at almost every turn.
Yes.
And if you haven't scored a run, you're trying to get a run in and break something open and get back in the game, you send the guy.
Yeah. Look, Sam Moore and just trying to get some offense.
Yeah,
He knew he
that's
was against a very good pitcher, and he was hot, and he was locating his balls very well.
And
so
they get
he
that
knew he had to
run
make
and
something
maybe
happen.
2 more
Yeah.
come in afterwards.
The problem I have with the coverage, all right, and I don't remember his name, but the Central coach got the umpires together, interrupted the game, delayed the game because of artificial noisemakers on 2 occasions in the game. No one knew what was going on. Lynn Rollins, who's top-notch, couldn't figure it out. His analysts couldn't figure out. Then they figured out what the coach was complaining about. It delayed the game. It broke momentum.
The
and that-
cowbells? What?
Cowbells, clappers, all kind of artificial noisemaker. Apparently, the state association they let them in with it. What are you going to do? A bunch of kids in there, like they're not going to ring a bell or something? I had a problem.
What were
with that.
they going to do about it?
I don't know. What were they going to do?
Once they've let them in, I don't know.
I know.
Can't kick 'em out.
The umpire, you could tell Moore was a bit PO'd that this was happening during visually, all right? But my beef was after the game, the on-field sideline reporter, I mean, just.
Oh, this is your.
Yeah, this is my rant.
this is-
I want to know from the central coach what was his problem, why did he do it, and she just kind of punked out. I mean,
She went for the emotion of the moment.
Yeah. Oh, the fans love you, coach. What do you think about that? They're chanting your
She
name.
read off
What do
the
you
cue
think he's
cards.
gonna say?
She had essentially read off the cue cards.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, the legacy of Central 2 in a row. Yes, we got a big legacy. It's 7 now. State. I want to know what the heck he was doing.
Well, with the exception of that question, couldn't you have asked that question to any other question she asked to the other coach if he had one?
No.
How's the fans? There's no game insight on most of
Come
those.
on,
yeah.
that's ridiculous. I know she's
Not until
just,
you get to the
I
big
I mean,
agree.
the
time.
sideline
I
reporter,
agree
she was
with
probably
you.
just out of high school, but come on. I mean, Lynn Rollins should have said, okay, let me interrupt her and ask the doggone pertinent question.
And Lynn Rollins
Look,
is a
there-
pro.
He
and
is
there
a pro,
and that's the difference. You go to an NFL, unless you get the prime time NFL crew, you get a lot of what I call cue card questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't get the follow-up.
Right.
There are
This
very
poor
few
girl,
that know
this
what they're
poor
doing.
girl was clueless,
Yeah.
and I wanted to know what was his beef with the artificial noisemakers. That was my problem. And then it was like, you know, the rally, the pitching, it was all just fluff. I got a problem with that guy.
That's all it's going to be.
Should have had you on the sideline, Gazzola. Get to the doggone heart of the matter. All right, we'll take a pause. We're going to talk Cowgirl softball, headed to the
Should've been out of
NCAA
work.
once again. Cowgirl head coach James Landreneau is coming up next in the fourth chair. Stay right there. Don't go far.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at La Berge Casino Resort. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Let's talk about funerals of the happy variety. See, back in the 70s, there were folks in Austin who liked music and Shiner Bock. Trouble was, there wasn't always a delivery truck for Shiner Bock. But there was a hippie man with a funeral car. Wisdom would say, don't put the fate of your beer in the hands of delivery hippies with hearses. Then again, wisdom does not drink.
All right, welcome back. We want to welcome Cowgirl head coach James Landreneau to the fourth chair tonight to talk about his Cowgirls headed to the NCAA tournament. Third straight year. Am I correct on that? Come on, help me out, stat boy. Third straight year?
Yes, sir.
Another Southland Conference tournament championship. Let's go through, and it was on your home diamond. Let's go back to that. The keys to success. What did the girls do to get through that and to get that tournament bid and get into the NCAA? I know you won, and you won very handedly, but what did they do that really impressed you?
You know, I have to take the body of work of what they've done this year.
Yeah.
Because I think when we started out the season, had some success early, and then we had a little lax where, you know, didn't start off conference play very well. We lost our first 4 games of conference. And there's a lot of outside noise, a lot of distraction. I think what our girls did a really good job to stay in the locker room, staying focused and staying true. We had a complete season to play and getting good at the right time. I think at first we're living off of last year for a little while. And we kind of lost focus once we had success early. And just I really commend our senior class for really taking control of that situation, getting our kids, the younger kids, to really buy into the process and realize that there's a long season. So, man, our girls took it on the chin. I mean, everywhere we went, I mean, down to schools, hollering, not this year, posting stuff all over social media.
Let me interrupt you quick. Is that what you mean by outside noise?
Yeah,
Noise?
yeah, outside
kind of
noise.
X on your back, so to speak?
Yeah, you know, and you know how it is. When you don't have success right away, or you kind of fall, you know, people around you, if you pay attention to those things, it can kind of get to you. But our girls were resilient. They believed in each other, and they stayed loyal to the team.
I got to give that selection committee a little credit for once. I don't often do that. Thinking outside the box. Instead, as I understand it, when y'all were watching the selection show, the Baton Rouge Regional was announced before yours was. You weren't in it, and that was a big cheer. Don't just do a knee-jerk reaction and send them to LSU. Give the girls a real trip for the postseason. How important was that to you?
You know, it was refreshing. I didn't realize that cheer was going to come out at the moment from the girls. So obviously they were, you know, they want a different experience and different challenges. And no discredit to anyone because we know how good Baylor is.
I didn't take it that it was, oh gosh, we're good. We don't have to play LSU. No, that wasn't it. It was, we don't have to go to LSU again.
We play LSU so much. You know, between a fall game and we play them every year. We play in their tournament. The last 2 years in regional, that we probably know that park besides ours better than anyone. So just refreshing to be able to go somewhere else and get a different experience. And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Is these kids getting a great experience and an opportunity to compete at a different place. So, and then a new facility at College Station is nice to be able to go to.
How do you keep a run like yours on? It's been 4 years, 3 coaches, really, and over the 3 coaches. I know they've stayed within the system, but how do you keep the run going from coach to coach?
You know, it's a great question, and what we try to focus on, because Mike had a few things that he did, Joe had some things, and I've been there the whole time, so I've been fortunate about that. But our thing is really just kind of keeping focus on every year. I think the biggest part for us is not to get caught up and be complacent on where we're at and still set goals to move this program higher. And be honest with you, you got to bring great kids in that buy into those systems. And I'm fortunate to have great leadership, just like our senior class. They've been through a lot of change, and they've always they buy into it. So we really have to credit our kids for being loyal to McNeese.
Cowgirls head softball coach James Landreneau has joined us. They're getting ready to go to College Station and play in the NCAA tournament for the 3rd straight year. You have Baylor on tap on Friday. This is a team that, and we're going to get to some of the stars on your team. This is a team you played once or twice. You beat Baylor this past year during the regular season.
Yeah, they beat us. We played them 3 times.
3 times.
And we played them in the Southern Miss tournament. They got to us pretty good. We played them in a 2-game series at their place. They won the 1st game, and we were able to beat them the 2nd game.
So 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going to be the greatest challenge for Baylor coming up this first round?
I tell you what, Baylor just presents a ton of speed. That they play the game so fast that they constantly put pressure on you from the 1st inning to the last inning. So I think that's the biggest thing with our team is we're going to have to play really clean defense to be able to have a chance to keep them. Once they get on the base pass, they're relentless. So keeping them off the bases is key for us. Clean defense is the key.
Yeah. Crucial issue in softball, but where do you stand on the arms race of dugout choreography and the high school talent show skits that are going on in the dugouts these days?
You know, we don't bring things into the dugout. We don't get too carried away. Probably over my years of coaching, I've probably let the kids be themselves and let them have fun. And as long as we're not, you know, my thing is don't be disrespectful to your opponent. Don't disrespect the game. We don't need to be a mockery of it with all these like skits and all these other. I don't feel a need for that. If you want to have a little fun and cheer on your team, I'm fine with that. But I'm not about the props and the extra.
Not about the props.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: how important is it? I've seen your program grow over the years. When it first beat Arizona State out there, it kind of shocked everybody to where it is now. How important is it to take the next step and get into a regional final and win a regional?
You know, it is. And what's amazing about this group of kids is we've been to a regional 2 years in a row. And when we started, it wasn't about getting to a regional. I think we have to keep in perspective. Our main goal every time we step on the field is to play our best. And if we believe if we could execute, we could play within a game plan and out-execute someone, then we have a chance to beat anybody that we'll come across. I think our kids believe right now. They have confidence. And getting to, I can tell you this, they're not celebrating right now because they made a regional. They're preparing to play a very good Baylor team. And we're not content for just getting there. We want to play our best. We want to go out there and give the people of Lake Charles and McNeese State alums something to be proud of. And we want to elevate the program. We want to instill a different belief in the program that we amongst the best in the country.
We're talking Cowgirls softball with head coach James Landreneau, getting ready for the NCAA tournament coming up this weekend at College Station. Baylor is on tap. Texas A&M is there, along with
Prairie View A&M.
Prairie View A&M. That is correct. Thanks for filling in the blank on that one, James. Boy, I tell you, we can't go any further. Erica Piancastelli.
Yeah.
We had her on the
So
show.
impressed you can pronounce
I got it down. I've been practicing.
That's good.
She is a lovely young lady,
How long
well-spoken.
did it take you?
Piancastelli?
Yeah, to be able to
I tell you what,
pronounce
after that first year, you learn it really quick.
She's that good.
Yeah.
Will she go down as the greatest female athlete in McNeese sports history? And as Hobbs was saying, possibly the best ever to come out of the Southland Conference in softball circles?
I think you have to go to historians for that. I'm going to tell you this. She is a special talent. And I don't know if when you put the total package of her ability, what she's done, and how she handles the game,
Yeah.
a teammate, I mean, she's a total package.
She I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go
but
ahead.
I mean, at least 15 Southland records, a
Yeah.
slew of McNeese records, four-time All Southland Player of the Year and Hitter of the Year.
There's only been.
I mean, put her in the Hall of Fame right now.
I agree. I think I'm fortunate to be able to coach her. I'm going to tell you what the best thing about Erica is she allows me to coach her hard, which allows the rest of the team, me to be able to coach the rest of the team. She doesn't want special treatment. She doesn't act any different. She is an amazing, humble person. If you meet her parents, you'll figure out why. Most humble people you'll ever meet, you know. The crazy thing about Erica is I was like, man, you know, all these records she breaks, she never really gets a standing ovation. She never gets to be recognized. So I think she breaks the Southland Conference runs scored record. It's hard to keep up. So she's out there. I'm going to take her out the game. So everybody stands up, starts giving her a standing ovation. She's like, Coach, why is everybody cheering? She has no clue.
Wow.
Zero. And so after we were playing on the road, and she hit a home run at SFA, and she broke the Southland Conference home run record, career record. So at the end of the game, I said, Erica, stand up, please. So she thought she was in trouble she missed a sign during the game. So she's, stand. I was like, I want to introduce everyone to the Southland Conference all-time home run leader. I mean, she turned red, was embarrassed. She had no clue, zero. And I think that's what's really special about that kid.
Unbelievable. And Jim, you know a little bit of what?
I've talked to her a
born in
few
Italy,
times.
Parents were Olympians? Is
Yeah,
that a little
her
bit of
mom
the
played for the Italian national team.
Italian national
Played in the
team.
Olympics.
What I
yeah.
like about her story is she's from California.
California.
And when she came here, being from California, I asked her the same question everybody asked me. Why? What brings you here with all the softball in California? And she said she wanted to learn a different culture of the United States.
Wow.
And that's why she stayed all 4 years, is she really got to be a part of the community for somebody from California. She wasn't here just for 4 years. This was her life for 4 years, this community for 4 years. And that's what I thought was as impressive as anything about her.
Yeah, very impressive. An impressive season. James, we appreciate your time coming in. I know you got a lot of work to prepare for the NCAA tournament. We'll be watching closely. College Station, the game, Baylor Friday at, is it?
3:30.
3:30, and it will be streamed on ESPN3, and watch for the coverage all weekend out of the American Press with the McNeese Cowgirls getting ready for a third appearance in the NCAA tournament. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great
Appreciate
job.
it.
All
Thank
right,
you, guys.
we'll take a break. We're coming back with more Soundoff60 when we come back in about 2. Stay right there.
Thanks a bunch.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable, Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back. Many thanks to Cowgirls softball coach James Landreneau for coming in, talking about the NCAA tournament coming up this weekend for the Cowgirls. What a job he's done. Some of the things we didn't bring it up because he's got a lot on his mind. That would have been a high inside. But Joanne Harden, Virginia, Mike Smith, Ole Miss. I mean, that's some quality moves up. This is a program that's on the map when it comes to women's softball. And he will be on that map as well.
Better
He
to
goes into
lose
this
coaches like that instead of having to fire them.
Exactly right. Well, that was insightful. Let me tell you, that is the quote of the show. Holy smokes!
But that's what that's what we've talked about. That's what McNeese should be.
Exactly.
Unless you're going to pay the big money, that's what it should be.
And hold them as long as
hold
you can.
Hold them as long as you can. Get them to groom somebody else.
Yes.
And just keep the chain
perfect
going.
for them. Yeah, and he'd been with the program. Justin Hill for the men's Cowboy baseball team. Same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold them as long as you can. Speaking of Hill and the Cowboys, let's talk about baseball. Look, they're in the tournament. Speaking of, like, the Cowgirls struggled, this is a team, again, all the success last year. Not to say they were feeding off last year's success, but boy, it just took them a while. They never really put it all together. But doggone it, get there and get a chance to maybe get in and win the thing.
In no other sport than baseball are you a different team the next year.
Yes.
Guys hit
Good point.
just as well, but the ball doesn't find the holes.
Yep.
A pitcher goes down, you lose one pitcher, and now suddenly you're scrambling on the weekend. It's an awful lot to ask for a team to do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that's the quirkiness of baseball.
Guys, the games I made the Mississippi State game, UL Lafayette. Speaking of that, I mean, hard hit balls. But every one was to a Bulldog. Every one seemed to be to a Cajun. And just in 2 examples. You know, big games, you know, non-conference, but big games, just couldn't, you know. But again, you know, conference record, pretty solid, above 500. Yeah. You know, they're teetering at 500 overall. Played a lot of good competition. You know, the LSUs of the world, that whole thing. UL Lafayette, Mississippi State. But they're in the tournament, and let's see if their arms can hold up and they can get some off.
I'm skeptical.
I think that's been the big question. I don't think their pitching was as good, especially early, as they thought it would be.
Yeah.
I think that was their letdown.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, can they get it for a week? Yeah, you can. Anything could happen in a week.
That's right. That's right. Joe Provenzano. I mean, a couple of multi-game hits. We're kind of tracking him. I did some research. Got a little help from Matt
Downers Grove north of Chicago, just in Chicago. I played in that conference.
Really?
In high school. Yep.
Joe Pro, you're what? You're related in some way?
Not at all.
Not at all. Just wanted to.
I played at the fields he played at.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Macho Man Randy Savage was the second baseman there. There you go. Throw that
wow,
out
that's
for
name
you.
dropping. I like
There's a
that.
name drop for you.
I still say Provenzano is one of the best baseball names in McNeese history. 2 hits shy of the all-time career hit mark for McNeese State, held by Andrew Gillette, 247. So he's 2 hits away. He'll break the record. He will break the record, the career all-time hit. So we wish Joe Pro good luck.
And he graduated Saturday.
That's right. That's right. And they've got, let's see, UL Monroe at the Joe on Tuesday, and then they wrap up with Lamar on the road. And again, momentum. They need to keep winning for getting ready for the tournament. Didn't realize this until I read the McNeese or LSU coverage in your column in your work, American Press. They have not won a road series in the conference.
Well, yeah, they hadn't played a whole road series out of conference. So, yeah, it would be just conference.
Yeah, hadn't won one yet.
They've only been swept once, and they've swept one at home, and they haven't lost. What shocked me even more.
We're talking LSU now, folks.
What shocked me even more that, you know, by beating Bama 2 out of 3, they won all 5 home conference series. First time since '03. That's a long time with a lot of good LSU teams.
That's interesting.
That's
interesting.
They've always lost at least one.
Yeah, home.
You know, home conference.
That's
series.
something to hang your hat on.
Yeah.
That's something to hang your hat on. You've been following these Jordan twins from the start. I can't believe it's mind-boggling to me that they're graduating, and they're pretty much, except for Bryce, who has 1 more year. But give us a sense of what this pair has meant to Southwest Louisiana vis-a-vis through LSU? Grinders. I mean, just grinders.
Well, they're such likable kids to begin with. I mean, you can't help but love. Number one, did you see we ran their pictures side by side? I was laughing. Why did we bother running both pictures? Just run one and say one. Bo and Bryce.
Right.
They are the most identical twins I have ever seen. I don't know if people that don't go to a lot of LSU games realize, here in Lake Charles, realize they are immensely popular in Alex Box Stadium. And I think, I may be wrong. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. I don't think either one of them have big pro careers ahead of them, like a lot of the LSU players.
Bo will get drafted.
But the way,
Bo will get drafted.
Maybe.
It hurts being a senior. It really does.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Good point.
But just the grit and, I mean, you know they're going down fighting. And over 4 years, the LSU crowds have noticed that. And they just, you know, you appreciate that. They play the game the right way.
Yeah.
Their guys more talented than them.
Yeah.
But they play the game the right way.
Yeah.
And
The Bo
I mean,
Jordan,
they even chuckle with it. I mean, you know, now Bo may not be a natural left fielder, but he makes incredible catches out there. And the joke is, well, he makes some easy catches look adventurous. And he just laughs that off. And, but he, you know, he makes great catches. He made, last year in particular, he made one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in that stadium. And, of course, Bryce has been fighting injury really for 2 years.
And he'll get an extra year because of that injury.
my favorite Bo Jordan moment is the state championship 5A his senior year when he leaves off the game, homers, and does the bat flip of all bat flips.
He's done a few of those at LSU, too.
And you ask him about it. I put it out on Twitter, and it got hundreds of comments back when it happened. And when I asked him, he goes, this guy, what's he going to do? Bench me? It's the championship game. I wanted to have fun.
What's he going to do? Bench me?
I love both of them, though.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't even mention, Friday night, a couple of hours after he graduates, LSU is playing awful.
Yeah.
They're about to lose the opening game to a bad team.
Yeah.
And Bo Jordan cranks a grand slam in the bottom of the eighth, and they win.
They win. What a memory for him.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And if they don't win that game, their
that's
season
a good point.
is...
Look, great family, great mom and dad, great brother.
Yeah.
You know, my wife runs a not-for-profit for special needs kids, and they have a special needs brother, and they make appearances at her annual spring. Both of them.
Yeah.
They come out, and the kids love them. Glenn Caccini coached them well. The core. I mean, just the core.
Yeah. They're just solid.
They're solid
kids,
citizens, solid guys.
And, I mean, they really are. They're two of the most popular players. That, you know, among LSU fans.
Bryce will be back.
Yeah, Bryce is definitely.
He's got one
coming
more
back.
year.
He went through senior day, knowing he would come back just so. Maneri, from what I gathered, Maneri really pushed him. Maneri wanted them to go through it together. I don't know if that means Bryce doesn't get to go through senior day again next year.
Yeah, right.
I know some football players have been through 2 senior days.
Let them do it.
When they got another year of eligibility.
Let them do it.
Afterwards.
Let them do it. 20 seconds or less. Give me your left field thoughts on LSU. Is it possible they can put this together and make a bit of a run? And let's start from first base. Get into the tournament.
I think that they got a pretty good chance to get in. They're a pretty good pedigree to get in if they're on the bubble, and that's a big thing.
I wouldn't normally say that, but it shocked. The last time they didn't get in, it shocked me. Because I thought the pedigree would do it then.
Right.
And in some ways, they had bigger arguments that year. Well, this weekend will be huge.
Yeah.
And
RPI.
they don't have to go in and sweep Auburn. I think the only thing that would kill them is if they got swept. Now, if they lose 2 out of 3, they'll probably have to do a little damage in the SEC
They could really use winning the first game against the #1 pitcher in the country.
Yeah.
Good point.
He's the #1 draft pick.
He may be the #1 draft pick.
He's the likely #1 draft pick.
Friday night. which will be Thursday night.
Yeah. All right, so keep that in mind. Some insights from Gazzola and Hobbs there on LSU baseball. All right, coming up later on in the show, we're still going to get the question of who the Saints would love to have on their roster from NFL quarterbacks if we could choose anyone right now to be the successor for Drew Brees, and also the Ohio State transfer Joe Burrow. That story is coming up later on in the show as well. When we come back, we're going to have a little fun with NBA, and I got another bone to pick. Got another bone to pick. NBA, Rockets, Warriors, that whole thing. A lot of fun coming up. Stay right here.
Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at La Berge Casino Resort, home of Soundoff60. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
It's triple-digit season out here. Now, chances are you won't crack open a light beer and suddenly find yourself in the middle of a crazy yet refreshing snowstorm, where a bunch of bikini models bring out more light beer to some crunchy classic rock riff. Nah. And anyways, you brought your own snow, and bikini models, and plenty of Shiner Light Blonde. Nice.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
All right, welcome back to the show. Gazzola sitting in for Kevin Guidry, who is resting comfortably, I hope, after some shoulder surgery. Hobbs right here. We're on what is this, round 4? We got 2 more, and got 2 more rounds to go. All right, guys, let's get on this NBA because it's hot and heavy, especially down the road with the now Pelicans are out. All right, 4-1 losers to Golden State. Houston now gets their crack. Let's start with the West. Got a shot. They got home court. They got a shot against the Warriors.
They got a puncher's chance. Shooter's
Chris
chance.
Paul.
Shooter's chance.
James Harden, shooter's chance. Yeah.
For you.
Okay.
They don't win tonight, it's over.
They're short and sweet, huh?
No, I think they have to win because this is what they've been all about.
Yeah.
They've talked Warriors. They've built to beat the Warriors.
Yes.
They lose the first game at home. I think their bubble bursts early.
Yeah.
Look, I tried to pay token attention to the NBA when the Pelicans were in it, but
Yes.
I'm done now.
You're
okay?
done?
Yeah.
You're going to sit this
I'm
segment
done,
out?
yeah.
Oh, you're not going to shut up. You always throw in some kind of smart-ass comment about something. All right, I think this series can go 6. I think they might be able to win it. I give them, a bit more than a puncher's chance. But you're right. They got to hope that Durant and somebody doesn't have just shoot the lights out at every time they go. I think home court could be big for the Rockets. On the eastern side,
it has to be. It has to be.
On the eastern side, how does Brad Stevens, who, for one thing, how does he not win Coach of the Year? We're going to get on that little sidebar story in a minute. Hayward on the bench. Kyrie Irving on the bench. Some other guy that's probably in his at least top 8 or 9, also out for the year. How does he do it? He's the Coach of the Year. He might be right up there with the best this year in coaching.
He probably is the best coach.
I mean,
he's one of the best coaches in college.
Yes.
He takes interchangeable parts, makes sure that they can run the same thing. They switch. They're the only team in the NBA that switches on every defensive
And
stand.
know what? And in the NBA, it's a players' league. It's not so much coaching, but he's making it from his side.
Yeah, but he has an extremely young group that's out there that's listening.
He does.
And that's a different. They're 1-2 years away from college.
Jason Tatum.
So you don't think Jason Tatum's not going to listen to him after Krzyzewski, after a year with Krzyzewski?
Yeah. I mean, my gosh.
And he should have been the #1 pick.
Yeah.
And people know that now.
Yeah. Clearly.
And Mitchell probably should have been #2, the kid at Utah.
Yeah.
But Tatum is the obvious NBA guy now. He's
Yeah.
6'8", 6'8.5",
Yeah.
can do 3 or 4 things well, can shoot the basketball from outside. You don't have to go inside anymore.
Look,
There's
they beat the
inside.
Cavs by 25. Look, let's not go crazy here. This is a long series.
Yeah.
LeBron James took 7 to get over Indiana, and he swept Toronto. All right, so this is a long series. I give the Cavaliers an edge because of LeBron James and how he can polarize and get that team moving in the right direction. I really do.
That's their only advantage.
Well,
that's one guy against 6.
I know.
And that's the thing is, does he have the resilience and the energy to do it?
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to carry this team with 45.9.
I know.
And they throw 7 different guys at him.
I don't have a problem.
And they're all the same guy.
I don't have a problem with a Celtics Warrior. If it's I don't really have a problem with Celtics Warriors.
Well, that's where it gets ugly.
You know, I don't. I think this is an exciting bunch. I know I would love to see Kyrie Irving out there. I really would. Hayward.
Let's be realistic. More people are talking about where LeBron's going now.
I know. All right. Look, how does the NBA? How do you fire, which appears to be the coach of the year in Dwayne Casey, in Toronto? And I know it's Toronto. He gets them to the #1 seed. All right, best year ever. He gets this, and they fire the coach, the impending coach of the year. How do you do that?
Well,
how do you do that?
I think it's pretty easy when you. We've seen this before. Joe Girardi got fired last year. He was one game away from the World Series.
I know, because what? Because he couldn't beat LeBron. There's what, the 4th year in a row he loses.
Yeah, and
everybody can lose to LeBron.
Joe Girardi's been the manager of the year twice and gotten fired twice.
That's just mind-boggling to me. That's just mind-boggling.
We're in a win now or else scenario in most places.
Yeah. All right. Look, I know we're going to touch on this because we got the Drew Brees story and we got the Joe Burrow story coming up in the next segment. Let's talk about this sports betting. The U.S. Supreme Court votes down a federal ban generated from New Jersey. All right, mostly from New Jersey with former Governor Christie. Votes it down, but it's still going to be up to the states. Quick thoughts on this. Like, dislike, where is this going?
I don't.
Sports betting,
Well,
wagering, bookies, the whole
I'm
bit.
not naive, but I had never been a big sports bettor. Okay?
I'm not either.
I know that right now it's not a problem to bet on anything you want to bet on.
No, it isn't.
I expect, maybe not immediately, but within a couple of years, I expect Louisiana will.
Really? Because of
join.
why? Why?
Money.
Taxes.
Everybody else is doing it.
It won't solve all the problems like that. I mean, look at like this place.
Yes.
When Louisiana first got casinos, and it does. These places have given the state
Millions
tons and
and
tons
millions.
and tons.
Yes.
Did it solve the financial
did not.
problems? No,
No,
it
it
doesn't
did
matter how much money you give a state. They're going to need more.
Right.
Remember when lotteries were going to solve the money for schools?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I think it'll happen sooner than that. I think New Jersey goes ahead and does it by the NBA Finals. And I think you have gambling in 8 or 9 states by the NFL.
Maybe so. I don't
And I know West Virginia is supposedly second in line with their bill, and they have already cut a deal with, I heard today, with Marshall and West Virginia University to have gambling on site.
I wonder what the Big 12 thinks about that.
They'll probably get their cut.
West Virginia.
Everybody
probably
wants
get
a
their
cut. In the closing seconds, right now, with not a whole lot of time, I don't like it. I don't think
I'm not
Louisiana.
Sure.
I don't think
I'm
because
not,
look,
I'm not trying to waffle, but I'm not sure.
Look, I don't know any bookies. I'm not a big wagerer on sports.
Yeah.
But if it's illegal, I'm going to be tempted to maybe, because then I know it's legal. I can have easier out.
that's
There's
the
going to be, high school kids can maybe do it even though it would be against the law. The whole bit. It just opens it up. It just opens it up.
Here's your thing. Everybody's doing it that wants to do it already. They're doing it offshore, and the states aren't getting the money. The states want the money.
I know that, but when you open it up now,
legal,
legal, it can proliferate out of
I
control.
don't really gamble on anything, so it won't affect me. But I think you'll see it. I think you'll have the problems you have and everything else when it starts.
Yeah. All right. Okay. When we come back, Buckeye quarterback Joe Burrow, he's going to transfer, but will it be to LSU or will it be to Florida? Will it be to Cincinnati? We'll talk about that and more when we come back. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by our friends at Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at La Berge Casino Resort. Soundoff60, 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs, there's only one light beer to grab. Miller Lite. Hold true.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
All right, welcome back to the final round. Jim Gazzola, Hobbs Serro, final segment of the show. All right, let's talk about Joe Burrow and Ohio State. I don't know much about the guy. Midwestern, once again, Danny Etling transferred. Danny Etling transferred to Purdue, became the starter.
Yes.
Got drafted.
Haven't lived in the Midwest for 30 years, you know.
Well, I'm just saying.
He's a Midwestern guy.
All right. So reports are he visited. He was in Baton Rouge over the weekend.
Yes.
All right. He's got, Florida, Cincinnati,
Won't
wherever.
be his last visit.
No. Good or bad?
For what?
LSU needs him? Let me ask look.
Well,
Competition's
we
good.
don't know, but if nothing else, LSU has proven you can't have too many quarterbacks.
No, you cannot. He's got to have more experience than all the guys they got at LSU right now.
Why?
He played 6 or 7 games behind J.T. Barrett. Okay, how many games did Miles
Doesn't
Brennan
that
get
answer?
in?
Doesn't that ask you
2?
a question? Doesn't that?
He's more
No,
experienced.
about 6, but
Oh, come on.
not many throws.
To me,
No,
that raises the question of
Your
why
point
isn't he
is
the
taken.
starter at Ohio State?
Apparently it was close, though. He had
It's
a
always
hand.
close.
He had a hand
What if it's
injury.
close?
He had an
If it's
hand
close.
injury.
Why not fight it out all summer and into the spring, into the fall?
All right, so you're poopahing the kid.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that
He
there are always
graduated in
reasons
3
why.
years. He's got 2 years of eligibility.
That's
Okay.
great.
He's bigger than anything LSU has on their roster. I say go get him.
So you're going to put him tight end? Can you throw the football?
No.
Have you ever seen him
Have
throw
you
the
seen
football?
Miles Brennan?
He's tall.
Oh, thank you. I'm just not a Miles
I
Brennan
don't know.
believer. I'm sorry.
I don't
Competition
know,
never
guess,
hurts.
I agree.
You know, I mean, what if he transfers in the first week of Ohio State's practice? That guy gets hurt. He must feel like a dummy then. Right?
Especially looking at Ohio State, they went through 3 quarterbacks one year.
Yeah.
In the
Right.
national championship.
And he's got 3 on the roster right now.
Yeah.
Besides Burrow.
I mean, it does kind of make you wonder, kind of like Alabama, does it matter who plays quarterback at Ohio State? It does matter who plays at LSU.
Yes, it
I
does.
think.
It has,
Right now it does.
Outside the 2011 season, when God knows how they got 13 wins out of those 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is there enough body of work to say we'll take him and accept the ripple effect of who leaves if he comes in? Because now you've set up where maybe somebody will transfer out now. There's always a ripple effect.
What quarterbacks?
Yeah,
If we're
especially
talking
quarterback.
any other position, it's not an issue.
No, because everybody's going to play.
Yeah.
There's only one guy that plays the quarterback.
Again, I just come at it. I'm not a believer in Miles Brennan. And Narcisse is young. I'm not a believer in McMillan. This is a team that needs to get some quarterback play. And I think Burrow can give them that right off the bat. Right off the bat. All right, let's move. All right, it's still a developing story. All right, the question was, any NFL quarterback on a roster, who would you want to nab to be the successor for Drew Brees? And obviously, he'd have to have some years remaining. You're not going to pull in, a guy that's going to be, you're going to pull it. Tom Brady is off the board. Okay, who would it be?
Go.
Well, I'm going to go Jimmy Garoppolo.
Good selection. Good selection.
I'm going more off the wall. I can't think of the name.
49er coach, by the way, used to play backup for Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo.
The
Off the wall.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, Deshaun Watson.
No,
Well, Sean
this
Watson.
year's.
You're going to go Baker
Mayfield?
Mayfield.
Oh, come on, Hobbs. You can do
I
better
like
than
your
that.
Deshaun Watson, but Baker Mayfield?
Are you kidding me?
Who does he get compared to? Drew Brees.
Oh, gosh.
Johnny
almighty.
Manziel.
You guys, I like Garoppolo, all right? The body of work is still
Yeah,
lacking.
it's still well, then.
All right, still lacking.
So what are you going to say, Russell Wilson or somebody?
So is
Russell's a
Baker
great
Mayfield.
choice.
Russell
So
Wilson.
is Baker Mayfield.
That's ridiculous, Hobbs. I'm bypassing that whole Russell Wilson.
How do you work with Baker Mayfield is in question.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Won a Super Bowl. Could have won a second if Pete Carroll wouldn't have called a boneheaded play and let
Probably
them.
so. All right, if you want me
He's got at
somebody
least
that-
8 more years.
I would probably
Okay,
go.
what a leader.
I'd go Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan just recently signed, yet it just continues to go up. $150
I
million.
didn't know that was a.
No. But Matt Ryan has not won a Super Bowl, gentlemen. Has he? He hasn't.
Well,
He hasn't.
He hasn't played with the Legion of Boom either.
Falcons.
This has been a failed experiment, folks.
Falcons defense lost a Super
Oh
Bowl.
my Lord! His coach lost it.
Pete Carroll
Russell
lost the Super
Wilson
Bowl.
is the obvious choice. Come on, did I win this one? Come on.
I don't
Won
know
a
if he's
Super
the obvious
Bowl.
choice.
Huh?
He's a good choice.
Mobility, great arm, great leadership, character.
Has he won a game with no defense yet? We'll find out this year, I think.
Find out this year. No offensive line. Great show. Appreciate you sitting in once again. Dennis Eckersley out of the bullpen for Kevin Guidry. He'll be back next week. Hobbs, once again, I will give you a B+. Baker Mayfield really dragged the score down. Come on, man. All right, great show. Thanks for watching. We'll do it all again next time, everybody.
Soundoff60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.